Hello and welcome back to another edition of Cook Don't Be Lazy. So I got to thinking, what's a comfort food item for you guys? In this house, I've got several items that I can turn to on any given day, and I know no one's going to complain. Shepherd's pie, that's on tonight's menu. That's one of those items I'm talking about. I love shepherd's pie. I don't add all the stuff kids normally hate. Carrots, peas, I don't add that stuff. It's a simple recipe I came up with maybe 15 years ago. I've been making it since. Had zero complaints. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it. That way you guys can hopefully get your butt off the couch, into the kitchen, and make you some shepherd's pie. Let's get to it. Get yourself a handy dandy potato peeler. They come in real handy. I'm going to peel... For my purpose, I'm going to peel about 6 potatoes. How many should you peel? Don't know, don't care. Eyeball it. But I'm going to show you what 6 potatoes look like. What we're going to do with the potatoes is we're going to make mashed potatoes. So I'm going to peel this, and then I'm going to cube up the potato. The reason I'm going to cube up the potato so that it boils faster, because we're trying to make mashed potatoes. So I'm going to get this going, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes after I get this all situated. 6 potatoes later, and this is what I'm looking at. Cube up your potatoes. The reason being, your potatoes are going to cook much faster. Now, if you got time to spend all day in the kitchen, then feel free to put your whole potato in there. But I ain't got that kind of time. So what I'm doing, I got a pot with water, turn the stove on high, and I'm going to boil me some potatoes so that I can make some mashed potatoes. I'm not going to salt this right now. I'm going to salt it afterwards, once I start mashing it. In the meantime, I guess I should start the beef, ground beef I should say, ground beef. So I'm just going to take some ground beef, put it into a pot that's set to medium. We're going to get our ground beef browned up. It's going to take several minutes, so I'm not going to show it all, but we're going to brown it. Once it's browned, I want you to drain it. We don't need the oil from it, so we're going to drain this. Get all the oil out of it. Then what I like to do, since that's my pot still has a bunch of oil in it, I like to take a paper towel and just try to soak up some of the grease, oil, whatever you want to call it. We don't want a liquidy shepherd's pie, so we're trying to get some of that oil out. And then put it back. We're going to put our stove down to a medium low. Corn. We need a can of corn. I've already drained it. Drain your corn. We don't want the liquid. Ain't that something? I just noticed this. Picked and packed on the same day. Ain't that something? Picked and packed on the same day. I don't know why that impressed me, but it impressed me. Alright, can of corn. We're going to need tomato sauce. This is a regular can of tomato sauce, 15 ounce. I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing. probably maybe half. Let me see. I'm gonna eyeball it. Yeah, about half a can is good for the amount of meat that I have. I don't want it too liquidy. I don't want it nowhere near liquidy. We're gonna throw in some Italian seasoning. How much? I don't know. Eyeball it. And some salt. How much? Don't know. Eyeball it. Stir it up. Mix it all in. And I think my potatoes are just about done. So I don't really need to cook this in. The corn's cooked. Just kind of needs to be heated. But it's going to go in the oven, so the main purpose here is mainly just stirring it all in. Let's check. How do we know when the potatoes are done? Stab it. If you can't bring one up, that means they're soft enough. They're ready to be mashed. Yeah, I can't pick nothing up, so they're soft. My potatoes are ready. We gotta drain our potatoes. By the way, I've already rinsed out and washed out my colander. I think it's called a colander. My strainer thingy. I rinsed it out and washed it out prior to putting my potatoes on, because I don't want greasy, oily potatoes. Ow, that's hot. Alright, we're just draining this and putting it back into the pot. We gotta make mashed potatoes. So now we need some milk. How much? Don't know, depends. How much potatoes? How many potatoes did you use? And some fake butter. If you got real butter, I don't have real butter right now, so I'm just gonna use this fake Country Crock stuff. Fake butter. It'll do the job. Then some salt. How much? Season it to taste. Eyeball it. Pepper. I'm hoping by now you should know how to make mashed potatoes. I did a video on it. So I was a little bit more precise on that video, I think. I don't remember anymore. Some people like their mashed potatoes creamy. Some people like it chunkier. You can always taste it as you're mashing it to see if it needs more salt, more pepper. Looking at the consistency, you can tell whether it's going to need more butter and or milk. I'm just going to add a little bit more milk because I'm eyeballing it. I want mine just a little creamy. Put your meat contents down first as your first layer. Now I'm using one of these glass casserole things. Make sure you preheat your oven. First of all, we're going to cook this, we're going to bake this at 350. Preheat your oven is very important. I made the mistake when I was first learning how to cook, and I put this this glassware into the oven and then turned the oven on. This shattered. This will shatter if you don't preheat your oven. Preheat your oven before sticking this in. Once you've layered down or put down your first layer, throw in your mashed potatoes on top. And start spreading it out. This is some good stuff. Like I said earlier, I don't use carrots. A lot of kids, for whatever reason, they're grossed out by carrots. I was too when I was young. I don't know why. I like them now, but if you want to try something new and you got kids in the house, oftentimes it's hard to try anything new because you got to cater to what they like. Give this a shot. All kids like corn for the most part. Now, some kids like it with cheese. I shouldn't say some kids. Some people like it with cheese. Some people don't. I've had some kids not want it with cheese, and I've had other kids want it with cheese. So, I'm going to do... how am I going to do this? Let's see. I'm going to do about half and half. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty. Who cares? It's not going in a restaurant. What do I care? Alright. This is going to go in the oven. 350 for about 20 minutes. So we're about the 25-minute mark. Oh yeah. Gotta carefully take this out because it's hot. Time to plate up. And there you have a classic home comfort meal, shepherd's pie. Normally I eat my food, taste it, but it's too hot, way too hot. I've got a storm brewing over me and I keep losing power. It's a bad storm out there, so I'm going to wrap this up. And don't forget to subscribe. I got plenty of videos coming up. I average about one video a week where I cook. I give some tips here and there. But most important, I encourage you to cook. Don't be lazy.